Today's going to be a little bit different. Today I'm going to start off here and I'm going to actually talk to you a little bit about knowledge, learned knowledge, and knowledge that we already have. And we've had a little bit of a conversation about this here about a week or so ago. So when you look at the knowledge you have right now and ask yourself, and I asked myself this question here, probably about a month or so ago, is the knowledge I have right now that I have learned over the years benefiting me? Is the knowledge I have, am I putting it to the best use? Because what I've learned is your knowledge that you have, or the knowledge that you've recently learned, is valuable, and it will create different streams of income, different streams of positivity, motivation. That was crazy. I just got tongue-tied there for a second. Excuse me. So when you know your knowledge is now where it needs to be, and it hasn't always been, I'm going to share a little bit of my story here with you today, because when you learn what you need to learn to work online, it is a whole different ballpark. It's a whole different arena of living. So it is different, and people are doing it every day, because I'm not going to share anything different here. This part that you don't already know is your knowledge is power, and we know everything is going online, that a lot of businesses are not going to reopen, a lot of places are not going to stay, and a lot of incomes are not going to be available to the average person to work in a brick and mortar facility. So we know that we have to build a lifestyle for ourselves, and the lifestyle we have right now is the lifestyle you're living. So look around at your surroundings. The lifestyle you're living right now, does it represent who you are and everything you want to be? If not, if so, kudos to you. That is fabulous. Then you can just keep growing, just keep going. So, but if you've started working online, and I know a lot of people here have recently, and you're finding that, you've got skills. You've definitely got the skills to do the work. Maybe you're an executive. Maybe you have worked in the management position. Maybe you've done different trainings and different coachings and, different aspects like that. But you're finding now that you're going online, it is different. And it is. I know I'm going to share my story here, because way back in the day, years ago, I was in upper management. And I did a lot of coaching and training and teaching and growing and, helping people every day. And I learned all these skills on how to work a business, how to grow money, how to bring in money, how to create a sustainable income on brick and mortar business. But when I came online, I learned that the skills, as valuable as they are and as valuable as they've always been to me, weren't enough. And no, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm trying to educate you here, because this is what I love to do, is educate people, so that you can take the steps you need to grow your income, your business in any way, fashion that you see fit. So I knew I needed to get more. I knew I needed more knowledge. I knew I needed more training. I knew I needed to learn the ins and outs of internet marketing, because it is different. And when I learned this, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do this now, I better dive in, and I better take advantage of this. Well, I dove in deep, big deep, dove in deep to the tune of thousands of dollars. And I mean a lot. And needless to say, those did not pay off that well. Granted, I had a little bit of knowledge gathered from that, and a lot I didn't. But what I learned was, the fact was that a lot of the people that were selling the trainings and different things like that, they didn't really know what they were doing. And it's not their fault. And it's not your fault if you got involved in something like this, because they really didn't know what they were doing. They were doing what their person that brought them in told them to do. And sometimes that's okay if the person that is doing it knows what they're doing and they're sharing the knowledge. See, there are some people out there, and I'm not pointing fingers at any one company or anything, but there are some out there that they're in it for the money. They're in it for the dollars. They're not in it to actually teach and grow and share. So if you're in one of those groups or in one of those companies, then you might want to take a look and see, okay, is there something better out there that is going to benefit me? How can I grow me? How can I grow my income, my business? How can I grow my prosperity? And when you do, and you look at the big picture of that, and you say, okay, in my story, I looked and I searched and I looked some more and I read a lot of books and I got a lot of knowledge. And I was learning that knowledge and I was putting it to work online for me to grow my business, and it started growing. And then I decided, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing coaching and different things like that. I set up a calendar and I did all these things. And I set up a website, and that was hard because I had to learn how to do WordPress. I had to learn how to create that. That was another job all in its own, which took money and it took time and it took all the things I had to invest in myself to do. So that's just another step in that. So as I was going along, then I realized, you know what? I knew what I needed. I needed to get in tune with people that were already doing what I was wanting to do, which was to work online. I could be an affiliate, I could sell my own products, or whatever I wanted to do. I needed to get involved with people that were doing this. And I needed to get involved with honest people who were willing to share their tips and strategies with me. So I searched and I searched and I searched. I turned down a lot of different places and a lot of different areas because it just didn't feel right. If it didn't feel right, I wasn't going to do it. So which that in of itself is a mistake and not a mistake. Because then I came across this one platform where a lot of people, high earners and everything, and I got a little skittish. I got a little scared. So I said, you know what, this is just too good to be true. I'll just research it some more. I'm just going to back off. And I did. I backed off and I looked and kept searching and searching. And I kept going back to the place that was teaching training, teaching skills, teaching all platforms. I mean, they were teaching from no experience at all up to $1 million marketers. I mean, come on. How lucky could I get? And I thought, you know what? I've pushed you guys away several times already. I'm going to go in and take a look. So knowing I needed to get the skills that I needed, knowing I needed to increase my knowledge base, I knew I had to do this for me and for my income, for my family. So as I did this, I was realizing, you know what? I have spent so much money and so much time in trying to do things that weren't working out. And it happens. You're not alone if you've done this. And I know I'm on the same plane as a lot of you are, because I've gone through this, and I know a lot of you are going through it right now, where you're searching and you're searching and you're searching. I joined so many different platforms and so many different groups of people and so many different what they called boot camps, which I had to learn what actually a real good boot camp really was. I was joining a lot of these different boot camps, paying the money, getting in, getting the training. What I realized was the training wasn't taking it to the next level. The training was just being mediocre. It wasn't going the steps it needed to go, which is why I wasn't growing when I did this. And I invested my time. I invested a lot of money and a lot of time. And for me, time is money. So as I went along and I learned what a real boot camp was and what it is. So I'm going to share that with you today, because this is part of my story and what I learned and how I learned it. Is I got involved with this boot camp. It's called MLSP. And they had a boot camp, and I got involved with that. And this was several years ago. Several years back. And I learned that in this boot camp, there was training. They were holding me accountable. Each day there was a different lesson, and they broke it down into weeks. And this was only like a 5-day boot camp that I went to, the first one. And there was a different training, there was a different teaching every day. And I had to complete tasks every day, which made me accountable. Granted, I was only accountable to myself, because you're not going to get, knocked off the platform if you don't do the work. Because if you don't do the work, you're only hurting yourself, nobody else. Because nobody else is going to benefit from you doing your job other than you. So I did that, and I got so much knowledge from that, and I got so much insight. And not just that, I got so much training, I got so much help. And inside the group, I was able to go in the group and ask questions, and get real answers. I mean, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is golden. This is the golden egg. This is where I need to be. So I went ahead and got a membership. I stayed in there and I kept learning and I kept growing. And the more I learn, the more I grow. I became an affiliate. So as an affiliate, I was able to sell their products, which has been a godsend, which is great. Gotta love that, right? But a boot camp like this, a boot camp that is truly involved in helping and teaching and growing, it's people, it's participants, no matter what level they're at, that is gold. That is teaching. It's for you to learn. And then I learned more as we went along, as it was several months down the road after the training, after the boot camp. And I was still, at some parts, I was doing funnels, and I was doing different things like that. And I was like, I'm having problems with this, oh, I don't know if I'm who I can ask. So I just went in the group and I asked some questions. And top leaders got back to me, little me. Yeah. And gave me the answers I needed and gave me the guidance I needed and walked me through and got a one-on-one with me. How good can that be? I mean, how good is that? That is fabulous, right? You have $1 million people wanting to help little people. Why not? We're all the same. We put our pants on one leg at a time. Unless you're like me and put them on both legs at a time. But that's another story. But still, I wanted to have the advantage to build my own sustainable income. And in pushing this out there, and a lot of other people had also relayed that information to the guys. And to say, we would like to build our own sustainable incomes. And then they built another platform for that. So now I have the platform to build my own courses, build my own trainings, to have a membership platform if I choose to have that. And all the above. The sky's the limit as far as what I'm doing. And I learned all of this starting in a boot camp. A boot camp that's designed to help you to grow and learn and to prosper. There's no ulterior motive. It's not about the money. It's about you growing you and being you. That's what it's about. When you learn that and you get that simple little thing right there saying, you know what? These people are here to help me. I am grateful. I am just so in tune with everybody and everything. So why not pay it forward? And that's what I've been doing. I had a person ask me just the other day why I do so much in videos and why I do so much training and why do I offer people so much free things, free courses out there. Because I want everyone out there to know that there is honest people out here that are giving the training, that are teaching, that are helping you to grow with no ulterior motive. There's more than enough wealth in this world for everyone out there to have their share. The only key you have to do is you have to keep it. What are you going to do to keep your wealth? If you're not knowledgeable on what you need to do, on who you need to be, and everything that's going on, then how are you going to know how to keep it? There's financial systems, there's so much involved. So a boot camp, like the one I was just talking about, can grow you, can sustain you, and can have you a sustainable income should you choose to go that route. But again, everything you do is going to be dependent on you, on what you're willing to invest in yourself. That it takes time. You have to be willing to invest that time and follow through. The people are here to help you. The people are here to guide you. But if you're not willing to take the time to go through the systems, to go through the strategies, to learn and to build your knowledge, then it's not going to be anyone's fault if you do not succeed. Only you. So it all comes back to you. So like I've been talking about here for the last few weeks, we do have a boot camp that just started, and it's not too late to get in. In this boot camp, it started last week, but it was the first week. But you get access to all the trainings. All of it. It's yours. It's yours. Access forever. And as a group, ask questions. Every question will be answered. Every question will be answered. So you are not left alone. You are not hanging out there to dry. Okay? I hope to see you in the boot camp. I did leave an open door for you down here in the description. I'm not sure where it's at on this platform, but I did leave an open door for you to come in. So I look forward to seeing you there, and I look forward to seeing your growth and your success, because it's all knowledge, and knowledge is power, and power is income. Talk to you later.